Okay, so Celestial Alternate Summon 6. I believe, and I'll keep saying this is not worth summoning unless you're a whale and you have already prepared like 105 dices at least, right? Obviously you can get it within that, but you know, it's really hard. But there are few heroes that I would like really to highlight here. And the first one is, as we spoke already, Gal. Okay, so let me quickly make a screenshot of it and we will talk about each hero and what I think about them if you're whaling and you're considering someone to pick up. So we need to go to the gallery. Right, so Ghoul Andy. Okay, Montauk here. He said he has him and he's never taken him out, and I would do that as well. He is the father, as I like to call it. There's the daddy and there's the baby, Zarlov, and we know Zarlov is one of the top 4 epics in the game. Ghoul Ant Aura may not be useful in any other content than Grand Arena, but this accuracy is really good in Arena as well. I mean, if you have not tried it yet, accuracy and resistance are the 2 stats that will change the outcome of any fight you're doing on the arena. Now his passive skill, look at this. When the hero casts a skill on enemy with HP less than 50%, there is a 50% chance of inflicting Charmed, which forces the target to attack their allies. So they will do these auto attacks on the allies. So if someone's using Dauntless Team, that is wow. And healing reduction for 5 seconds. So healing reduction is really useful in most content, PvP, PvE as well. And on top of that, if the hero fails to inflict charm on the enemy, it inflicts accuracy penalty 2 instead. So I have not been a fan of that accuracy penalty 2 yet. I didn't use a hero except for Adri, but Adri was bugged back then and she never applied it. So if someone knows how good that debuff is, please let me know. But yeah, basically bosses are immune to the control, so they will get this debuff instead. When we go to this Siphon skill, which is his battle skill that happens 10 seconds if you booked him, he has a 100% chance, which means if you have enough accuracy, you will always apply this stun to the enemy for 3 seconds, and for the next 3 seconds it deals 150% necrotic damage on enemy over 0.6 seconds. So this is going to take 5 times 750 necro damage, basically. And each time it will steal 3% of their ultimate energy and heal the hero by 150. So it will steal in total 15% of their ultimate energy. Now his battle skill, well, his ultimate skill is what makes him so great in my opinion. He deals a lot of damage to all enemies, the whole area. It's not a diamond shape, it's the whole area, and inflict attack penalty 2, which we all know is so important. Now obviously to apply this you will need to have accuracy on him. But on top of that, he dispels all debuffs from each ally. It's not a single debuff, it means all debuffs. So if someone applies attack penalty, healing reduction and poison on you, and poison can have 7 stacks, he will dispel all of them. So that's amazing. And heals these allies by 10% of target max HP, gaining an extra 4% target max HP healing for each debuff successfully dispelled. So yeah, each debuff, that doesn't mean 7 stacks of poison will equal to 28% targets max HP. This will count as a single debuff. But if you get poison, healing reduction and whatsoever, this will count it. So yeah, he is a great healer, damage dealer and control mage as well. So very good on the arena. Another one that I really like, and he was OP in close beta, is hold on, let me just look at this to confirm it. Yeah, so he's there. His appearance has been changed. So the other hero here worth picking up, if you already have golden, for example, is Charlock. Why I like Charlock? Max HP aura in all battles by 30%. Each ally summoned unit on the battlefield grants 1 stack of Abyssal Pact the Fear Bearer up to 5 stacks, and this increases the damage dealt by 25%. Damage dealt isn't granted with it. Yeah, okay, so he can have that. Now, he's got an AoE battle skill that deals 300% necrotic damage. This is nothing really, like, you know, OP here. Now, his Fear Bearer is an undead creature that deals basic attacks. That basic attacks deal AoE damage, okay? So that's why he was really good in the beta. You could do Goblin Dungeon easily with him. You could do all these tower defense modes as well. Now, Fear Bearer will deal 500% necrotic damage to enemies within range if Abyssal Domination is cast again. So if he doesn't die, he will deal an additional 500 necrotic damage, plus this skill will do that, so a total of 1000 damage if he survives. Now, if you're running there are actually summon heroes that can duplicate the summons, and this will have these 2 Fear Bearers that if the cast is again, this will do an extra 1000 damage, because there's 2 of them now, plus this, so there's a good synergy, and I really like him. He looked a little bit different in the beta, but from what we can pick here, he's probably like the second choice, at least in my opinion. Now, who else we got? Let's go through the fire heroes. Do we have any? Yeah, okay, so we have Eric. Eric we get for free, so I wouldn't suggest pulling him unless you really want that inspiration. I would not do that. Rush, I had Rush, my first legendary. I'm not convinced about his damage. Didn't want to invest any resources because obviously scrolls will be required, so I skipped him, and maybe someone else has found a use for him. If you did, please let me know. Then we go to the Frost, and we got 2 heroes from the Frost here. We got Losenia, right? So she is a Frost mage that gives us Attaka aura in all battles, which is becoming less and less important in these big battles, basically. But yeah, at least we got something. Her basic attacks cast an ice ball that bounces between enemies, dealing 100% cold damage with a 75% chance of inflicting frost when it hits. The ice ball bounces up to 2 times. The skill prioritizes enemies that are not inflicted with frost, so she is very good to apply this frost. Similar to Dork. Okay, Dork has something similar with the basic attacks, so she's a little bit better. And her battle skill marks an ally for 6 seconds, and every 1.5 the marked ally deals 150% cold damage. So this will explode around him, basically, to surrounding enemies with a 100% chance of inflicting frost. Okay, so it's very good if your tank doesn't apply frost and she actually targets him to boom. He'll apply this frost as well. And then diamond-shaped damage, where she summons an ice tornado at the designated location that lasts for 6 seconds, dealing some cold damage to enemies within range every 1 second. So 6 times that, basically, and 100% chance of inflicting frost. So she's really good at inflicting the frost. And on top of that, we also have Velocia. So she's a frost support, and when she is present, 15% of the damage taken by an ally will be converted into shield for them the last 10 seconds. And you can increase that shield, so, well, that seems really, really good. I mean, wow, right? It doesn't actually say if the shield has a cooldown. Basically, if this passive skill has a cooldown, so maybe someone has her and tried her. Please let me know if this can appear every time the hero takes damage, because it doesn't say skill damage, it says the damage taken, right? Then we go to this skill here. So she grants a shield based on target max HP and enlightenment to allies within range, and grants them defense up to, which is a 60% defense increase. That is really good. And on top of that, a full map shield to each ally, and grants them damage reduction, which makes the allies take 30% less damage, and also control immunity. So she would be top tier for Beon Fre challenge boss. Sadly, I don't have her. Now, let's talk about the poison boss. Sorry, the poison hero that we can get, and that's Talver. I have Talver and I don't think he's that good. So accuracy, aura in Grand Arena. Each debuff on the enemy on the field grants 2 damage reduction to the hero. This effect stacks to 10 times. He plants a mushroom that taunts, so that's a control. For the arena. And when it dies, it deals damage, and also 100% chance of inflicting 1 stack of poison for 10 seconds, and 100% chance of blinding, which prevents basic attacks hitting the targets. And the ultimate is cast a Spore Cloud that exists for 4 seconds, dealing damage to enemies within range every 0.8 seconds with a 100 chance of inflicting accuracy penalty. So yeah, that's good on the arena as well. And if the enemy is under poison, the hero will have a 100% chance of inflicting attack penalty. So yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, these debuffs that he's provided, but I didn't find a good use for him. And then we got Radiant hero Sagir. So again, he's quite good on the arena as well, and 45% defense aura on the arena is amazing. This carrot, actually I heard it's kind of bugged right now, but it provides a carrot to the ally with the lowest HP every 12 seconds, granting them 1 stack of recovery over time and recharging their ultimate energy by 20%. Recharging others' ultimate energy is usually really good because they can spam more skills, especially if they are damage dealers. Then he runs into the enemy with the highest attack, prioritizing this highest threat target, dealing damage based on his max HP, and 250% radiant damage, and taunting this target. So he can take the threat out of the commission for a couple seconds here, grants debuff immunity for 5 seconds, and defense up too. So he can't be you can't apply any debuffs on him, and he also gets a 60% increase on defense, and so that's quite good, makes him really beefy there. Now his ultimate makes him trample the ground and deal 400% attack damage to enemies within range. As you can see, this range is here, so basically in front, in that shape here, half a diamond basically. And then he slashes, dealing 10% max HP and 20% attack damage to enemies within range. And if you max this skill, you have a 100% chance of applying attack penalty 2 and accuracy penalty 2. So yeah, not too bad. And the last one on the list is Beon Fre. So this is the challenge boss, Beon Fre, a defensive Tempest hero, which basically passive skill after realizing the skill, so those two. The next basic attack will cast a roar instead, taunting enemies for 3 seconds and dealing derivative damage. It also grants a 10% max HP shield to hero for 10 seconds, right? So you can have this shield every 12 and 20 seconds. Now he gains control immunity for 5 seconds and raises the giant axe to charge. After the charge finishes, he deals 330% attack lightning damage to enemies within range with a 100% chance of inflicting stun. So again, good for PvP. You want that control in the PvP. PvE not so much, because most of the bosses are actually immune to this damage, to this kind of control. Now his ultimate, and we can actually experience all of that against the Chief challenge. He deals damage to enemies with a range and grants defense up 2, right? So 60% extra defense. Meanwhile, the hero gains electrified for 10 seconds and attacks a random enemy with electricity every 1.25 seconds. During this period, dealing damage with a 100% chance of inflicting stun. So if you go for the accuracy here, right? If you go for a huge enough accuracy, you will be like doing these random stuns on the heroes, and they can really interrupt. If it goes in a clutch moment and it stops healer from casting big heal, you might be able to kill someone. So this is what's happening against Beon Fre if you play him in the PvE. So yeah, I believe these are the heroes that are worth picking. I mean, the best two, in my opinion, would be obviously the ones from the Necro team, Gulende or Charlock if you already have Gulende, but Gulende will be the top priority here. Another one interesting if you run in Frost is Felocia. We don't have many Frost supports, and this looks really good. I mean, she's shielding, she's not healing, but that's good. Compare her with Voresh and you have really good support duo. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. As always, thank you for watching, stay safe, bye!